Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Channel News. It's your fellow anchor, Ron Burgundy, with the news. It's the 8th of October, year of 1912. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. World War I is here. This may be the worst war we have seen to date. It is just horrible. Young men sent off to fight a war they did not start. As some say, some think, and some soldiers say, why don't the leaders just duke it out? They could just go in a mud wrestling pit and duke it out. Come on. Why are we risking young men's lives? Wow, wouldn't that be great? But now, let's please take a moment of silence for a fallen horse shot in war.
The prayer is truly great. Thank you,
All right.
Ron.
Thank you. How horrible. This clearly shows how gruesome this war is. It is very tragic. Just think, they're killing animals for nothing at all. Well, I'm very sorry for the depressing mood set by me, but it is a very serious topic today. Now, today we have a fantastic show for y'all. We have Brick with the weather, we have Champ with the sports, and Brian with a special interview. First hand with the soldier. What a show we have for you guys.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is the camera running? Oh, it's going. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the weather. I am Brick Tamlin, and I am here for your weather. Let's take a look at the weather chart. With the weather here in Germany, it's really a rough one right now. For those of you who are having a really tough time out here, God bless your heart. These what do you call them? Baseball-size hail are actually coming down, which is quite the coincidence, as there also happens to be fluctuations of high degree temperatures ranging from, as you know, hail comes down 20 to 30 degrees, but also we're getting into the high 80s, 90s, and with the humidity, feels like 100 degrees. Now, I may not be the best weatherman out there, but you can trust me on this. These different colors on this screen represent some sort of astronomical, biblical references to the weather that we are experiencing right now. If I recall, God set these colors to the weather for a purpose. And I have no idea why we picked these colors, but please trust me on this, that I am the greatest weatherman, and that this is the real thing.
Oh, gas attack, gas attack.
Oh, are we on? Hello, I'm Brian Fantana, and I'm here with this real German soldier. What did you say your name was?
Hans Schuppenheimer.
Hello, Hans. What's your opinion on the war?
My opinion on the war is I think it's a terrible thing that mindless killing that seems to be for no reason. When I first started fighting for the Germans, we were called the Iron Youth, but we quickly realized we weren't once for real fighting started.
Well, they used to call me Iron Chest, so I know where you're coming from. What are your plans after the war?
This is a question that I ask myself almost every day. It haunts me mainly because I see the most senior soldiers who think about their wives and children, about how they can't go home to see them. When this war started, I haven't died like so many others. I will have to return to do nothing and pursue my life after the war.
Well, I don't have a wife either, but I'm sure I have some kids. But, in my opinion, that's pretty awesome. So, have you ever been subject to a gas attack?
Actually, yes, we have. It was a terrible experience. First shelling occurred which drove us to cover. Then, which it seemed like the shelling was over a few months, shells dropped. These shells were carrying gas. We quickly tried to pull on our gas masks. Next to me had no arms and no gas mask on. He was inhaling gas. After all was over, a lot of men were left with rashes and terrible skin issues. Overall, it was something that I never want to see it ever again.
Well, that does sound pretty bad. Thank you, Ron. And I'm Brian Fantana, and this has been an interview.
It's been a great couple weeks, like you have no idea, of wheat and sports news recently. As you all know, the World War is being held in Europe. Europe? The Battle of Belleau Wood just occurred with the U.S. victory over the Germans. Yeah, U.S. The Germans put up a hell of a fight with their 1st Battalion making some great plays. Operation Michael played out today as the Germans took a run against France to gain their channel points. Those things are nice. Because of the lack of resources, the Germans suffered an embarrassing defeat. You should have been there. This could severely damage their record. With those 2 losses, Germany is becoming desperate for new players and sponsors to rejuvenate their efforts. The hopes for a new rookie, who was only drafted last year, Franz Kimmich, were crushed today as he injured his thigh from an English soldier. Because of the gangrene, surgeons were forced to amputate Kimmich's leg. The doctor said, among other things, that he'll probably be out for the rest of the season. Because of this tragic occurrence, his teammate Mueller will pick up his English boot sponsorship. Those boots are nice, only $14.99. This career-ending event has put a damper on the Iron Youth, who are a relatively new team to the effort. Coach Himmelstas expressed his sorrows about Kimmich's injury, but said that the team will still function. Kantarek, their assistant coach, stated that he will recruit more for the team with his unique recruitment method. As I'm sure we'll all agree, I hope he's right. And now to the highlights this week. There have been a great couple of plays. These things were crazy. The Iron Youth had an amazing move today. Bomber, Yaiden, Kropp, and Hay worked together so flawlessly as they covered Himmelstas in a bed sack, hiding his eyes. To stay stealthy, they brought a cushion to silence his screams. Then they pushed him over. As he landed on his plump stomach, they began to whip his fleshy rump. They whipped him over and over, and you should have seen that. It was like, whoosh. Look at that form, and oh, the grace. This team is fully loaded. Another great play this week came from Paul Bomber. Bomber climbed a little compound from the helpless friend. He then grabbed both geese, by the neck and attempted to kill them by bashing their head on the wall. What a move! The geese were only stunned as they struggled and kicked. A bulldog heard the commotion and lunged at Bomber's neck. He tucked his neck and quickly whipped out the revolver and shot the dog. Such precision, such accuracy. That thing's amazing. That move could have really cost him, but the risk factor is what makes these rookies so entertaining. Back to you, Ron.
This televised newscast has been brought to you by Ron Burgundy, Brian Fantano, Champ Kine, and Brick Tamlin.